can't stop the signal now.
That's what we're here for, just to chill, relax, forget about the lunacy of the galaxy for a while, and just have some fun, get back to some good old-fashioned hardcore geekdom in gaming. So, yeah. I'm not like the other guys. I'm not this geek-like nonsense. Just pretending to be a geek just so I can be popular, which just blows my mind. Back in the day, you weren't a geek because it was popular. You get your butt kicked. No, you're a geek because you enjoyed it, because you had a love for the characters, for the property, passion for the universe that was created, and it wasn't to be cool. Plain and simple. Got these other channels, and they're all like crying and complaining about the woke, but then they turn around and they embrace it at the same time. It boggles my mind. There are words to describe that type of behavior. I'm not going to get into it right now, but I don't know. It's just might explain why YouTube is coming after Rebel Squadron and doesn't want the Heart of Gaming message to get out there. And if by extension, the heart of being a geek, the heart of geeking, the heart of geekdom. It's a never-ending battle, let me tell you. And it's turning out to be a very real thing, if you know what I mean. Jiminy Cricket. Yeah, the only way for me to blow up, like say Mr. Beast or some of the other guys, well, it's to sacrifice what it means in terms of the heart of the gaming, heart of geekdom. I'm not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. I'm a geek because I love it. I'm not a geek because it's popular. YouTube wants you to do the popular thing. Never. Agent of the Nemesis. Never. It's never going to happen. Let me tell you. But I think the point where I was again, this is the heart of gaming. And by extension, the heart of geekdom. It's not the popular thing. Plain and simple. This game, Dragon Realms, in my humble opinion, it may very well be like the most perfect example of what it means to be a true geek and gamer in the most hardcore sense of the terminology, if you know what I mean. This game, no pictures, no music, it's all words, text-based. All the graphics are in your head, your imagination. You have to use your own creativity to create this world based on the information flowing across your screen very rapidly at times. That's what it means to be a geek. Being a geek is not about the popular stuff. It's not about the pretty and flashy graphics. It's not about the watered down, simplistic, pseudo woke stories. It's not even really stories. It's just, oh my lord, like how do you even describe it? It's just about being a geek, flexing that creative muscle, stepping outside the boundaries of what's considered, normal, real life, exploring strange new worlds, to prolonging a popular catchphrase there. And but doing it in a way, in my humble opinion, my experience, going back to the days of Bond, it's not about embracing perversion. It's not about pornography. It's not about gore porn. It's not what it's about. It is not at all. It's being a gamer, being a geek. Everything's been so hijacked and just perverted. There's no other way to put it. If you want gore, watch a horror movie. It doesn't belong in your mainstream pop culture. It does not. Horror movies used to be a niche thing on the fringes of pop culture. And the gorier it gets, the more it gets pushed into mainstream pop culture. And that is a bad thing, guys. Take it from me. And then the pornographic aspects. It's not necessary. It's not needed. It's not wanted. Despite what, if you need gore and porn in your pop culture, mainstream pop culture, being a geek, in order to consider yourself as a geek, you're doing it wrong. Okay? Pro tip from Rebel Squadron. It's not what being a geek's about. It is about pushing boundaries, so to speak. But there is also a, believe it or not, this might be difficult to for some people to believe, there's a moral foundation to being a geek. That's what makes the story so good, and so just able to draw you in, to connect with you and whatnot, you know, because there's a foundation to build on. It's not being a geek is not about breaking that foundation and creating something grotesque from the shattered and broken pieces. No. Being a geek is about starting with that foundation and building from there. Something new, something interesting, something generally not feasible within the boundaries of our reality, as far as we know. You know, pushing boundaries in that way, not pushing the boundaries of perversion and grotesque mockery of life. Gay is not okay. I'm just putting it out there. Gay is not okay. Some of these other channels, they rail against the woke, but then they turn around and embrace the foundations of the woke, which is gay. They're gay is okay to them. Let's not bring that up again. We've already voted on it a couple times. We don't really need to beat a dead horse. Just saying, it's not about perversion. That stuff's always been there, but it used to be on the fringes. Somehow the fringe became mainstream. It's not what being a geek and a gamer is about, guys. It really isn't. These channels, they've made a name for themselves, railing against the woke. But then they turn around and they embrace the core principles of the woke. It's called hypocrisy. They're charlatans, in my humble opinion. Now, on the one hand, they might enjoy some of the stuff. You know, a lot of them, they're crazy about Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien, for example. And they may say they're against this modernization of Tolkien and whatnot. But then they turn around and say that gay is okay. And it doesn't make any sense. Either you're for it or against it. I mean, if gay is okay to you, then you really shouldn't have a problem with the homosexualization of J.R.R. Tolkien's work, because that's what homosexuality is all about. It's about shredding boundaries, destroying boundaries, till there are no boundaries. So why they got a problem with it, supposedly? You know? It just doesn't make any sense. You can't have it both ways. You got the Orville, the show Orville from Seth MacFarlane. People are calling it the new Star Trek, the next what Star Trek is supposed to be in the modern world or something like that. It's just like, no. Did they not watch the original Star Trek series? None of this stuff was in the original series. None of it. There's just one episode of the Orville. It's literally gay porn, gay soft porn, gay soft porn. I'm not exaggerating. It's literally what it is. And they defend the show. It's like, are you kidding me with this? I'm over it. Completely over it. Taking a stand once and for all. Putting it out there. Boom. If you want to know what it means to truly be a geek and a gamer, here you are. This is what hardcore geeking and gaming looks like, guys. I'm not piggybacking off of what somebody else created. I'm creating my own universe here from my own creativity and imagination. That's what it means to be a geek. Doesn't mean stealing somebody else's property like so many of these guys do. Some of them got some originality, but it's like the bare minimum. Bare minimum that allows them to piggyback off of other people's originality. Now, not everything here I created 100% on my own. Don't be twisting my words around here. However, the stuff that I've used that I did not create myself, and a lot of stuff I did create myself, this stuff was created by other people for the purpose of what I'm doing with it, for people like me to be able to use it all as they integrate it into my own creation. Do you understand the differences here? This channel is what it means to be a true geek and a true gamer. Creativity, originality, embracing the heart of gaming, the heart of geekdom, without the perversion, without the hypocrisy and the nonsense and the gore. It's not needed, not wanted, not if you're a true geek. The fringe elements have been pushing into mainstream geekdom for a very long time, and they managed to take over. And for whatever reason, being a geek became cool, but not until being a geek just got twisted around, turned inside out. So that's why we're here today. That's why I'm having this little rant. For the longest time, I was content to just, do my own thing here. Try to entertain, just keep it 100% on target, entertain, gaming, entertainment, all that good stuff. Then YouTube had to shank me in the back, like the little cowards that they are. And it started to snowball from there, and it's they've dragged me into this fight that I wasn't looking for it, but here we are. I got no choice but to fight it. Why? Because that's how far geeking and gaming has fallen in recent decades. So it's game on, like Donkey Kong. Welcome to the home of the original geek, the original gamer. Going back to the days of Pong. This is what it means to be a hardcore geek, guys. I have a pretty good feeling most of you have never seen what that really looks like until now. So I'm not going anywhere. Rebel Squadron might never be popular. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Why? Because I'm a true geek and I'm a true gamer. The truest sense of the word. It's in my blood. Going back to the days of Pong, before it was cool. Before it was accepted by society. Before you could openly be a geek without getting your butt kicked, literally. But it made me tougher, I'll tell you that much. Prepared me for this battle, no doubt about that. Fortunately, I love a good fight, so it kind of works out, if you know what I mean. So here we go, it's game on. If people start to get on board, that's fantastic, because I think they will be surprised if they do. If they don't, well, oh well. That's the world at large. That's the world we live in. At some point, they will most likely realize that they've been taken for a ride. By then, it's like, okay, too late for you guys, the ones that got suckered in. Hey, that's a great thing about Redemption. You get the chance to start over. And if they decide to start over, Rebel Squadron will be here. It's amazing to watch these things play out. Never planned on taking this journey, creating the channel, creating a Rebel Squadron. It just kind of happened. Like life happened, and the door opened up. The opportunity presented itself, and I would have been a fool not to take it. I'm very glad that I chose to take that chance. I'm very happy with what I've created here. Very proud of it. Even if the vast majority of the planet doesn't get it. Because I believe in it. And that's why. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, That's just life. I get it. I really do. I'm not going to quit. Not going to give up. Going to keep putting the message out there. Welcome to the Heart of Gaming. By extension, welcome to the Heart of Geekdom. What it really means to be a geek. Oh man, it just blows my mind. I remember growing up as a kid, reading my comic books, Captain America, Green Lantern, Spider-Man, whatever the case may be. I was into all kinds of different characters and heroes. It was not like it is today. That is first-hand testimony from Rebel Squadron Commander. Take The Boys and Invincible. That would not have flown back in the day, let me tell you. Hyper-violent, pornographic, outright vile. I do not understand people's obsession with these properties. I don't. Because that's not what comic books are about. That's not what geekdom is about. It doesn't make any sense. But that's what people, for whatever reason, they got their blinders on, whatever the case may be, I got no idea. Or they're just, geek-like, pretending to be geeks. Trying to draw everybody else into their twisted little worlds. They have nothing to do with being a geek. Everything to do with being a pervert. And make no mistake, these guys are perverts. If you're into The Boys, if you're into Invincible, these are just 2 examples. You're screwed in the head. You're a pervert. Something wrong with you. And I'm just putting it out there. Why? Because I'm tired of it. Fed up with it. They took out those grotesque aspects of those properties. They would probably be far more enjoyable. I might actually be able to get into them. But it's never going to happen. Why? Because the guys that created them, they're never going to change their ways. Let's put it that way. Most likely not. It's not likely. Which is why Rebel Squadron is built on a very solid foundation. I got the values built into the property. And they're never going to change now as long as I live and breathe. Plain and simple. Yeah, it's just it's an interesting path my life has taken, let's put it that way. But I wouldn't change it for the world when all is said and done. So let's do it. Let's get into some geeking and some gaming. Hardcore style. In the truest sense of the words. Let me show you what it really means to be a geek. Because if you're wondering, come to the right place. So hope you enjoy yourself. Hope you enjoy yourself as much as I'm going to enjoy myself. I love this game. Love being a geek. Love being a gamer. It's one of my favorite pastimes, even though I don't always have a lot of time for it. You know what I mean? It's one of the reasons why I love doing this so much. It's a great excuse to get into one of my favorite pastimes, favorite hobbies. Flex that creative muscle. I gotta say, I do believe that creative muscle is getting kind of beefy there, if you know what I mean. Cheers, recruits. Let's have some fun. Bottoms up. You doggy. Let's rock and roll. Gearbox, kick it on over. Yeah, that's it. It's time to adventure through the Dragon Realms.
Can't stop the signal now.